What is going on, everyone? Today we're going to be talking about Baylor versus Houston. Houston is currently ranked number 7, and they're going to be at home where they're 17-2 at home. They have covered 5 out of the last 10 games on the spread, and they've covered 15 spreads this game, and they have not covered 14 spreads this game. So this Houston team is like a 55% covering the spread. Now, on the other hand, Baylor has done horrible this season. They've only covered 12 times out of the 28 games that they've played so far. Sorry, 29 games that they have played so far. The last time they played against each other at the Baylor Stadium, Houston beat them by 22 points playing away, okay? And at home, they're 17-2. The Cougars, they're 17-2. And they're 7-3 last 10, but let's look at their strength of schedule. They've played Colorado, beat them by 40 points. They lost to Kansas, which is understandable. Kansas is a great team. They were playing at Kansas Stadium. Now, they lost to Arizona by 8 points, which is kind of disappointing, but then again, Arizona, a phenomenal team, a great team. They lost to ISU by 3 points at ISU Stadium. Again, a phenomenal team. I think all of these, they lost 1, 2, 3 ranked games in a row, which is why they went from that number 2 spot to number 7. But, you know, you can't use those games to determine this game because Baylor is nowhere in this level, all right? Let's look at Baylor's past games. They lost to Arizona by 7 points at home. They lost to BYU. They lost to Louisville as well. These are teams that I think the Cougars can beat. Now, again, Arizona, yes, the Cougars lost to Arizona. But I believe on a good night, the Cougars can beat Arizona. Because, look, the Cougars have players like Emmanuel Sharp. He was a phenomenal player last year. Last year, he was averaging 12 points, and he was doing well during the March Madness as well. This season, he's averaging 15 points, and they have a phenomenal freshman that I love. Now, do I love him as much as Cam Boozer? No way, but he's still a phenomenal player, scoring 16 points per game, assisting 5 times, and rebounding 4. And on top of that, his field goal percentage is 48%, which is pretty good. I trust this guy. I think actually he's the best player on the team, obviously. And they also have Uzan on the team, Uzan, however you say his name. Now, last year he was averaging about 11 points, and this year he's averaging 11 points as well. What does it show? That he's one of those players that won't make it into the NBA, and if he does, he'll probably sit on bench his whole life. However, it shows that he's still consistent in the college basketball level. So I believe 3 of those alone right there, I think that they are going to be able to easily get in the paint. I really believe that the Houston Cougars will destroy Baylor. They already beat them by 22 points at the Baylor Stadium. I get it. It's a revenge spot for the Baylor. But we got to know that this is college basketball. It's not NBA, right? It's a different environment. Imagine if someone came into your field and you have all of the... Now, I get it. This is not like statistics. It's not, very professional to say, but you have a group of guys coming into your house. You're a college student. You're going to want to make sure you kick the shit out of them, right? You don't want them to even be close. Now, let's look at that game. Let's look at that game where the Cougars won by 22 points, all right? That game, the Cougars didn't even do well from the free throw line. They were at 61%. And obviously from the 3, they're at 28%. They're not really that good at that. Now, that game, they forced Baylor to turn over 16 times at Baylor Stadium. Now, at home, with the home crowd being behind the Cougars, that's a game changer. If they can make Baylor turn over 16 times, why can't they do it at home with the home crowd on their side? Now, let's look at statistics. Field goal-wise, Baylor has been doing better, 47% on the field goal. However, where I see Cougars dominating this team is the free throw line. Free throw line, Cougars are much better than the Baylor. And on top of that, the Baylors foul more than the Cougars. What does it tell me? Sorry for stuttering. What does it tell me? That the Baylors are going to foul a lot. The Cougars are going to use their big men to foul bait the Baylor players, and they're going to get on the line, make those free throws, and win the game easily at home. I'm picking Cougars to cover the spread. Thank you guys for watching. Check out my other videos.